All right, week 4. I mentioned I would be working on the drop pod, and that is what I did. I also fixed the damaged battle brother. So there he is, based as well. Well, still needs his fancy dirt, but we'll get there when we get there. Yeah, but this was kind of the main well, one of the main focuses. I got distracted this week. More on that in just a sec, but the drop pod here. If you could tell here, I was having some trouble here. I was just trying to get the right position. Oh, well, yeah, I don't know if any of you ever built a drop pod. This is the old one. And you gotta get these like fins. Here's like another one. And like what you have to do is get these fins to stay here. And then with these panels glued on, they create these like sort of slots. We'll create like 5 slots, and then you just file them in. Yeah. But the thing is like, and you can go see a couple videos. I'm trying to get these fins to kind of stay in place. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. That looks like a pain in the butt. I saw a article by what's it called? Was it Bell of Lost Souls? Yeah, an old one from like 9 years ago about how to do one. And the guy in the article did was get the fins. So glue this first to one fin, then connect all the fins, and then try to get to the same pace as use the rubber bands. I'm tempted to do that one because the other one, the YouTube video that I had mentioned earlier, what he had done was glue all the fins and then stick the engine into this. Also, I messed up here. Guess you're not supposed to glue this panel right here. So that way it allows for it basically to be a turret. I mean, makes sense, right? You have this weapon that provides covering fire for the space marines that are leaving the pod, and you want the weapon to turn to like the heaviest point of contact. But now I can't do that. Oh well, you just say it's a piece of crap from the Horus Heresy that my poor Astartes have gotten. All their older brothers in the Imperial Fist got all the good equipment, and they got the hand-me-downs. So, yeah, I mean, anyone who's had younger brothers, who is a younger brother, knows what that's like. So, but yeah. So I think by the end of this week, this should be done. And I suppose I could have finished it this week, but I was working on something else. Drum roll, please. Oh, gosh, all my fellow brothers in Dorne, are you gonna be so pissed at me? Yeah, that's exactly what you think it is. Because I think I mentioned I have Horus Heresy, and I was gonna do Imperial Fists, but I don't know. I think part of my hesitation was painting yellow. Also, buying all this Horus Heresy, I was really getting this idea of being able to use said models and 40k as well. And what I was finding was that's a lot easier to do when you're playing as Chaos Space Marines rather than Space Marines. And because I would have used these Horus Heresy models as Imperial Fists, but a lot trickier because now everything's going into Primaris. So you got all the weird units. But with Chaos Space Marines, it's still a lot easier, and also I think a bit more thematic. I think with my Spartans and Leviathan Dreadnoughts and whatnot. Well, I guess you could say that my Iron Warriors here, after the Siege of Terra, maybe they got time traveled to 40k or some sort of shenanigans like that. But and also, I watched that Warhammer Community animation, the Iron Within, and oh, good lord, I fell in love. Oh, I'm such a heretic now. I'm a heretic, guys. I'm a heretic. Well, I have been for a long time. I actually have some Death Guard as well. That was actually some of my first models I got. Was that Dark Imperium box at the end of 8th edition. That's how I got my Space Marines, and that's also where I got my other army. Was Death Guard. So, but Iron Warriors, yeah, that animation was fantastic. I love that very gritty industrial look. Initially wasn't sold on Hazard Stripes, but I think I could. These could really grow on me. I don't think they'll be necessarily my favorite part, but it is. I guess an Astartes walking around with Hazard Stripes, I can definitely understand the appeal. Why that'd be kind of both scary and kind of morbidly comical, I think, as one person said it. So yeah, I'm very happy. Definitely needs some more work. This is just kind of a test scheme. So, well, he's technically battle ready. But yeah, I got distracted, and I'm glad. I think I did this rather than build the drop pod, because I think I wanted something a little different, and getting to work on this was a blast. So, but yeah, so yeah, I guess that's all that's really to it. And then I guess one of the things that's been kind of making me a little anxious is trying to find heads for a couple of these guys. I was kind of tempted to maybe take a couple of the helmets, so maybe some spare helmets from these Mark IIIs, and throw them onto here. I think that might be cool. I don't know. I mean, lore-wise, I'm not the strongest in terms of my lore, but like the Astartes are very orthodox, if you will. I mean, shoot, I think Helbrick's armor is just really old. It's just a really old what do you call it? Artifice armor from Horus Heresy that's just been maintained through the millennia, and I don't know. I don't see why there might be some like old rust buckets that these Astartes are. These loyal sons of the Emperor, the freaking psychos that they are, might have lying around. So yeah, but yeah, so definitely get the drop pod done this week for sure, and we'll probably work on some more on Iron Warriors. Oh my gosh, thank God the Toy Story doesn't exist, because could you imagine having a whole army of Iron Warriors and a whole army of Black Templars in the same room? Like, that would actually pretty cool. That'd be pretty legit. Be a fly on the wall of that exchange. An adult version of Toy Story involving bitter rivals. Ooh, that'd be pretty messy, but I'm rambling. Yeah, so that's it for this week.